I thought that's my whole shtick, right? The dropping
I'm
things.
trying to become more popular. Okay?
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't actually think that's the way to do it. Welcome to the... Wow.
Is that your stick?
Yeah, no, I hope not. Welcome to the Rant Show, guys. Is this all the sponsor
I
stuff?
got sponsor stuff coming out
You got sponsors coming out of your butt.
Yeah.
Here, do you want to give me your power cord? This is the last minute stuff that you guys don't usually see, but we have to go live now. So we're slightly less late than we otherwise would have been today because we're plugging in Luke's laptop now rather than before the stream.
Honestly, compared to normal, this isn't even that late.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Oh boy, my internet died. No thanks, no. Okay, all good. So, we've got a lot of great topics for you guys today. In the news this week, GTA 5 is a gambling game?
Dun, dun, dun.
What? No, heavens no. Corsair buys Origin PC. What will Corsair not buy? Next.
Apple takes a bite out of Intel.
Whatever that means, that's an interesting headline. I wonder who did the doc this week. I legitimately don't know.
I'm going to jump down a whole bunch. It's a user benchmark changes rating system to favor Intel. Oh my God.
Heavens. So go ahead and roll the intro, and
Heavens benchmark.
Hopefully they know what to do because this is sort of...
Thank you.
Yeah, we have like an actual production crew today. Normally I would just press it myself, which is why a lot of the time I forget to do it. Are they? Oh,
hey!
Also, little sponsor spots there. Normally I put those there. Savage Jerky. Madrinas. Hey! Madrinas. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's coming.
It's
Madrinas. Hey! Do we have another one? I don't even know.
I have no idea.
Freshbooks! All right, guys. So as most of you have probably figured out from the title of the video, we are coming to you live from LTX 2019 featuring DreamHack. This has been absolutely unbelievable so far. At least that's what I'm told. All I've really seen is the meet and greet area, the stage, and the bathroom.
Yeah.
And my understanding is I'm actually doing better than you. Have you made it to the bathroom yet?
No. No. I was looking for one of my friends in BWC, and I made it about a quarter of the way down BWC, and I've been stuck there since 11:20 this morning. I was like, no one's gonna care. I don't do videos anymore. Not true, apparently. Well, also, float plane shirts. We should have probably made about 10 times as many as we made.
Really?
Yeah,
there's one.
And there's a bunch of people already wearing them. I've had so many people wanting them. We have nowhere near enough.
Oh, that's kind of a shame.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we cut your t-shirt budget because we kind of figured it would look kind of corporate.
Yeah.
It looks kind of corporate.
It does. It does. At least we changed the Facebook.
But hey, if you're going to shill, you might as well look corporate.
You know?
Great work, guys. So why don't we jump right into, I guess, you know what? No. My whole thing with WAN Show lately has been that, you know, we really need to get to the topic that's in the title of the video right away. Because, you know, we got to give the people what they want, but the title of the video is just live from LTX. Oh. So why don't we do our first super fun thing right away, right at the beginning, and give away a GeForce RTX 2080. So I actually have a really, really tough challenge for you guys. I need the first person, and I am relying on you guys to lift your hands real super high and jump.
And not actually,
But not bowl anybody over.
Don't hurt each other.
We've had issues at previous LTXs, people bowling each other over, okay? I need the first person who has on them now proof of attendance of LTX 2019, 2018, and 2017.
All of them.
All of them. You got to have it on you now.
We have anybody.
Does anybody have it? I see someone pointing, but I don't see the actual person with their hands up. You gotta jump if you're short.
I was gonna say, oh, I see a hand. I see a hand
See
there.
a hand? Okay, make your way up here real quick, real quick. You don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna put this aside. We're gonna go ahead and do. Wait,
no,
hold on.
it's gotta be on you right now.
First. We called them first.
And it's got to be on you right now.
All right, let's go ahead and do our first topic.
Physically.
So this is news from BBC. Oh, are you up here? You made it? Okay. All right, hit us with it. Come on up around. Okay, you're climbing over the stage. You know what? I would do the same thing for an RTX 2080 at this point. You got to show both of us. If we don't both see it, we need a witness. No. As long as it's on his phone. That's it. That's LTX 2017. That's
2018.
Here you are!
Hey!
Congrats, man.
Nice to meet you.
So, massive shout out to NVIDIA for sending over actually a bunch of prizes. We're giving away, I think it's like, I don't know, 15 RTX cards or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
They've got a bunch of monitors. Guys,
Absolutely.
make sure participation is key in everything here at LTX. We're giving away a ton of stuff.
Speaking of turning LTX tickets into graphics cards, GTA 5 is a gambling game? Does that work as a segue?
The original article here is from the BBC. So basically, in a nutshell, if you guys can switch over to my screen for just a second here, Grand Theft Auto's Diamond Casino evidently allows cash to be turned into chips. Wow. So it used to be, go ahead and switch back to us if you don't mind, guys. I don't have my own switcher today, so it's going to be a little jank. So in other news, we've dropped all pretense now. So we're not just going to allow people to, gamble in the form of loot boxes or other types of microtransactions that may or may not have anything worthwhile, or gamble in the form of gun skins or anything like that. We're going to let people literally just take their real actual money, convert it to not real, not actual money, and then
gamble it.
Use it in a casino that then converts back into cash. You know what? I've actually experienced this paradigm before. It's called Las Vegas. I take my Canadian money, okay? I convert it into US dollars, which I then convert into chips, okay? Then I gamble and I lose it all.
I feel like this story's a lie. I don't think you actually gamble.
I gambled one time.
I've also gambled exactly one time.
And it wasn't actually me. It was my wife. You don't know this. We went to Vegas for vacation.
Okay, what? That's actually very surprising. I had no idea.
No offense to anyone from Las Vegas or who loves Las Vegas. I'm not a fan.
Me neither.
It doesn't help that every time I go there, I'm like run ragged for an entire week. I'm always working there. But my sister-in-law actually really wanted to take my niece and nephew and my kids to Circus. And I was like, really? Circus?
Would have been my response as well.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a good sport. So I was like, okay, but here's the deal. You guys got to watch our kids one night so we can actually go have a night out.
Sure.
Because they got a lot of shows there. At least they got shows. Love musicals, love stage shows.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're out for our night out, and we're like, well, we're in Las Vegas. Let's do something crazy. So we converted like $100 to chips. It took us about
I'm actually surprised. That's
18 minutes to lose it all on blackjack or something stupid like that.
Mine was 25 cents, and it took me like 10 seconds. So,
yeah, did you put it in a slot machine?
I did.
Well, that's how they get you.
Yeah. That 25 cents is never coming back.
Yep. So we debriefed after the gambling experience, and we were like, hey, was that $100 worth of fun? Well, the kids aren't here, so that helped a lot. So maybe, actually. But we also could have just done something else.
Yeah. I think it's kind of weird that in like great game updates of 2019, GTA 5 and Poker Stars might be compared. I think that's a little odd.
It's pretty bizarre to me.
It's very weird. I love how you can't win actual substance out of gambling your money. That's, I guess, my also favorite part. But that's kind of loot boxes as well. But it's just weird that you're like, yeah, I'm going to throw this at a gambling machine and win in-game currency that I could have earned by playing.
Let me pitch you something. Let me pitch you something crazy.
Okay.
This is Rockstar trying to destroy the virtual gambling, in-game gambling industry from the inside.
Interesting. They profited off it like crazy. So
they have profited off it.
Questionable.
But okay, because
but this is going to bring more eyes on it.
Yes,
100%.
That's the only explanation that I can come up with for doing something so spectacularly stupid.
I hope so.
This is the most egregious flaunting of youth gambling laws that anyone has had the balls to take on. Then again, I guess this is the same company that has made games where you can have sex with hookers and kill them and you know that kind of stuff. It's not like they
just everyday things.
Just everyday things.
Part of the life.
You know?
Yeah.
Lose all your money and then you have to steal some from the prostitute and then
that you
got to keep her quiet somehow.
Of course. With your car, I guess.
This is just Okay, now I've thought about this. I don't think a car is actually the quietest way to kill someone.
I'm not exactly great at subtlety, so it's maybe a bit of a problem for me. Okay, so there's a question in the doc.
Yeah.
Is this dangerous? You mentioned the kids thing, the most blatant in the face of all that kind of stuff. Do you think this is dangerous?
What kind of a stupid... Okay.
I'm just driving the conversation forward, man.
We've actually talked to the people who prepare the WAN show doc. We've been like, look, you guys got to give us topics that there's room for discussion. There's like no room for discussion.
Is shooting someone unhealthy? This is a WAN show topic. Let's go.
Is taking vulnerable people and youth who already have demonstrated that they don't have the self-control that it takes to not like blow too much money on these online virtual gambling products, is taking those people and ramping it up a notch. Is that unethical?
I can't even devil's advocate this because I don't even know where you would start.
I'd
love to try.
Like for myself, I'll tell you guys right now. Like I don't spend money on in-game items. I'm trying to think of an example.
Someone cheered for that.
Yes. No, I did. And so much like gambling.
Disappointed.
Yeah. So look, guys, everybody makes mistakes once or thrice, and I bought a Constellation. Now that's not our shirt. Our shirt is awesome. I bought that ship from Star Citizen, the Constellation. Okay. Now hold on a second. I had a business reason for it. In fact, I'm fairly certain that I expensed it to Linus Media Group. So I bought a Constellation because our plan was to create like a Star Citizen community because it looked like it was going to be a sweet game, and I was like, okay, this is going to be like, my way of showing that, I'm in for this, and then something. We were actually, I think, the second largest Star Citizen like guild or whatever the equivalent.
I have some really interesting news for you. The Star Citizen community is still a thing, and you actually owe them a lot more than a Constellation.
Really?
Due to an agreement that you made on WAN Show in like 2013.
Oh.
So you're going to be spending a lot more on in-game purchases because what you agreed to was you would spend roughly, I don't think it was roughly, I think it was the best ship you could get if it was $1 per member in the organization. And as far as I know, we're currently at over 3,000. And that is 100% true. I'm gonna try to look this up right now.
Do they have anything stronger than water?
So yeah, you are totally in on that in-game purchases thing. You've spent, well, not quite yet, but you will spend
thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars on in-game purchases.
So naturally, I'm very upset about this GTA 5 news. Look at vulnerable people like me and the way that they're wasting money on virtual items.
So I'm looking up right now. So, okay, it has 2,986 members. Boom, $3,000. 3,000 cold ones going right to the game that's never going to come out. Fly now, Alpha 3.6.
Alpha 3.6.
It's like float plane. Wow.
Oh man, you know it's funny.
We've actually been streaming this whole thing on Floatplane, and it's been going great. And the entire Floatplane crew is here, so
yeah,
it's cool to hang out with everyone. Hey! Someone just dabbed. A seal of approval.
If you guys aren't already on Floatplane and you weren't able to make it to LTX, guys, make sure you're on Floatplane. We're going to have the panels up tomorrow. They're going to be streamed live. I guess we could also do the VODs from today at some point. I can't promise when that'll happen. That will not be coming to YouTube, though.
Another thing is, if you're subscribed to Kyle, Bitwit Kyle, you can watch all this content through his live stream as well.
Yeah, you don't have to subscribe to Linus Media Group. Somehow Luke negotiated that with me. So anyone who's here at the show and who also happens to be on Floatplane, you can get hooked up there.
Check it out.
So you know what? I guess I'm gonna throw a wrench at our production crew, and I would like someone to come up, and you have to legitimately believe your position. Is there anyone in the audience?
Oh, interesting.
Could we get one of those handheld mics up here at some point? Is there anyone out in the audience who legitimately believes that GTA 5 allowing you to convert real currency to chips, gamble with chips in the game, where the odds are not properly regulated and cannot be monitored?
And like not satire, not sassy. You have to very much personally.
You have to actually believe that this is okay.
You have to think gambling for kids is wholesome and positive.
And then that you can convert this back into cash and make money.
I really hope no one comes up, but let's see.
Can we get a wide view?
Oh, we have a hand. You're smiling too much. I don't know if I believe you.
He
looks like a business guy though, so maybe it's legit.
All right.
His
get
shirt's
up here,
too
loser.
nice.
Come on, you have to come up. You gotta come up here. You gotta shame. Come on.
How's it go?
I'm not shaking his hand.
Yeah.
Nope. All right. Defend yourself.
Okay. So.
Mic up. Mic up.
Mic up.
Oh, sorry. Just talking to them. So kids don't have a lot of money, but they want to buy a lot of things in GTA. So they can invest a small amount of money into GTA.
Okay, you're done. You're done. Get out of here.
Leave now! You have been banished!
In all seriousness, though, you tried real hard. That was about the best I probably could have come up with,
solid attempt.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to our next topic here.
Yeah, we're not even going to address it. Everyone knows it's wrong. It's fine.
So the next big news from this week is Corsair buys Origin PC.
Boom.
And I actually tweeted about this when I first heard, and it's one of probably the most honest, raw tweets that I have ever uploaded on the @LinusTech handle. You guys go ahead and switch to my screen if you don't mind, please, guys. So here you go. There's that sick walkway you guys all walked through this morning.
Yeah!
There's
Except for the
me getting ready
BYOC people,
this
they have their
morning.
own entrance.
Yeah, except for them. All right, here we go. Where is it? Here's all the shirts people wore to work on Friday. That was super weird. What else we got here? Come on, the internet's a little slow.
Your Twitter's pretty active, dude.
Yeah. Well, I personally handcraft all of these tweets.
That was weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
That was very weird.
That's super weird.
That threw me off.
Hold on, I'm looking for it. We got this somewhere. Wow, for serious? Okay, yeah, here it is.
Promoting his own Twitter?
Here it is, yeah. So Corsair just bought Origin PC. Congrats, I guess. All right, go ahead and come back to us. So, now, I don't know much about the specifics of this deal. I don't know how much Corsair paid. I don't know, what Origin's books look like.
Some handshakes.
But what I will tell you guys is that the system integrator business, we've had a lot of people ask me over the years, hey, Linus, you know how to build a computer. Why don't you build computers for other people?
You should stop making YouTube videos and just pump them out.
My answer to those people is always because it's a utterly thankless job. It's really, really challenging. Now, if I was going to get into building computers, I actually met someone from our forum, goes by Circle Tech.
Okay.
And you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I lurk on the forum a lot. I just don't say anything.
So he actually started a business out of a storage locker, of all places.
Nice.
Buying in bulk, like throwaway / recycled hardware.
Like the millennial version of a garage.
Yeah, testing it, going through it. Yeah, 'cause oh, burn on this generation, not being able to afford houses with garages.
Yeah, you have no money, and it's terrible.
Yeah. No cheers. So he starts this business out of a storage
Depressing
locker,
memes.
buying used hardware, testing it, putting systems together, like validating it. He's like,
Okay.
yeah, I buy like bags of RAM. RAM by the bagful. And the crazy thing about it is it has never been a better time to get into a business like that, because old hardware actually doesn't suck that much.
Yeah.
For the first time ever,
Yeah.
you can get some offices, cast off 3rd gen Core i5s, and you can take those motherboards, clean up those cases, throw some graphics cards in them, and create a freaking LAN center for an unprecedentedly, and I have no idea if that's a word, low investment. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So you turn that stuff around and you flip it.
Even 5000 series Intel processors are like old now,
I know, right?
and they're sweet.
They're still decent.
I'm running one.
So
It's great.
if I was going to get into the system building business, I'd be doing that.
Coming from
Corsair,
the people who
on the
do
other hand,
Scrapyard Wars, though, to be fair.
Corsair, on the other hand, they bought Origin. So now, to be clear, we've had some great experiences with Origin. They were expensive during Secret Shopper, but their system quality and their customer service were both excellent. But that kind of ties back to why I was saying it is such a thankless and difficult business, because the business of just building PCs is easy. The business of supporting them after the fact, that is really, really hard.
And is often a big part of the sell, so you're expected to do that.
You're expected to maintain this thing for a long time, and especially if you're someone like Origin, you're building like water-cooled systems or crazy stuff like the Big O Tower, which has got, what, a PS4, an Xbox One X, and a gaming PC in it, all water-cooled. Like,
And a Switch.
And a Switch?
Yeah.
Have a Switch? Did they
Got a
water-cool the
little
Switch?
hidden switch. I don't think so.
Oh, okay. A hidden Switch, I get it.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah.
So I guess my take on this, my very honest take, is I don't understand why Corsair wanted them.
Yeah. No, yeah. Origin's cool. I kind of knew they would
Yeah.
do well in the contest.
Yeah.
Because I've communicated with them a bunch, and I was like, yeah, they care a lot.
Cool
They're
guys.
Probably all right. Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, a little bit of a weird purchase. But, to be fair, Corsair's been trying to build their own systems for a bit now. So
Yeah,
maybe
so why
they
didn't
wanted,
they just do that?
Yeah, maybe they wanted the people.
Okay, all right. So, okay, all right, fine.
It might
I
have
can
been
get
like
behind that.
a staffing purchase to a certain degree.
That's a fascinating
Don't
take
know.
on it. Yeah, I can't.
I have no idea.
I can't
This
come
is
up with
like a
anything better.
weird off potential.
No, wait, I've got it. Corsair is evil. Corsair is driven not by motivations
By
that we
getting kids to
understand.
gamble.
No, not by that. So Corsair is driven not by motivations that we understand, like money or prestige or adoration.
Anything.
Corsair is driven by this deep, baser urge to simply conquer everything. Because if you think about it, what freaking category are they not in? Corsair couldn't stop at allowing you to buy your memory, your power supply, your case, your cabling, your peripherals, your, what else? Your cooling, your other more different cooling if
Yeah.
you're not into air cooling, if
Yeah.
you're more into water cooling,
Yeah.
your lighting. It wasn't enough that you could build an entire system out of Corsair. No, now Corsair actually has to build the system for you.
That way they can absolutely guarantee that you didn't buy anything from anyone else. It's all from them.
Wow. So yeah, that's pretty much all
It
I
could be
can...
like a Google style purchase too.
all I
They're
can
trying to
come
get
up
into system building, so they might be buying them to just like shut them down. Oh.
Maybe next time
Probably
I
not.
meet with their CEO, I should just be like, you want to buy Linus Media Group? Like, It's the one thing you don't own yet. A good YouTube channel. I mean, they try.
Oh.
They try. No, okay. Applause for their effort.
Yeah.
Good try, Corsair. Yeah.
You want to hear something bad?
Yeah.
I had no idea they had a YouTube channel.
It's mostly like tutorials and stuff.
Right.
They try. They try.
Do you remember this is kind of off topic. They're actually here. Remember the MSI computer building tutorials from like way back?
You're not talking like the skimpy one, are you?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Quality
what's
YouTube tutorials. A little bit better than The Verge still. Just saying. Okay.
Ouch.
Apple Intel?
Yeah, why don't we talk about that? So, one of the things that everyone loves to speculate about year after year is that Apple is going to move away from using Intel processors, whatever type they are. So, famously, Apple actually didn't used to use x86 processors in their desktop and laptop computers, and it was kind of a big deal for the industry when Apple decided to make Mac and Windows effectively intercompatible, so that you were able to, they introduced Boot Camp so you could actually run Windows on your Mac, and that was all cool. And pretty much since the moment that happened, since the moment they switched to Intel, speculation has been everywhere that they're going to abandon Intel, and whether it was going back to IBM Power, or whether it was the ongoing trend of power efficient architectures like ARM becoming closer and closer and closer to the bottom end of the x86 processor stack from companies like Intel or AMD. There's always been kind of the speculation that Apple's they're gonna switch. And personally, I think we're actually finally getting close to that. But one of the more novel ways that Apple can stop buying processors from other companies is to just buy their entire division that designs processors. So Apple famously switched to an Intel modem for, was it iPhone 10 or iPhone 10s? I'm sorry, it's failing me now, but it's either iPhone 10 or 10s. Can anyone help me out? Yeah. Was it the 7 they switched to
Really?
Intel? They had both. Okay. So more recently, Intel and Qualcomm have had some disagreements over especially 5G modem tech, and Apple is apparently coming in to take that big load of liability off of Intel's hands for the cool price of $1 billion.
Solid.
So it looks like pretty
Maybe
much
Apple should buy Linus Media Group?
Yeah, maybe Apple
Instead
should
of
buy
Corsair?
Linus Media Group. I don't think they would. I think they'd be super not into our style.
Yeah, probably.
So it looks like, from Apple's standpoint, Qualcomm is basically the worst. They're not that into a monopoly dictating who can or cannot buy 5G modems for cellular phones and hotspots and all that kind of stuff. And they don't want a monopoly dictating how much they're going to have to pay for them. So,
makes sense.
Given that Intel's modem business has been struggling, this looks like it might be a good move, I guess.
Makes sense to me, to be completely honest. Intel doesn't necessarily want that segment if it's been struggling for a long time. Since it's been struggling mightily in the dock, might I add.
Yeah.
So if they're struggling that hard, selling it for $1 billion, especially when they've got a lot of other pressure on them right now. They're trying to dive into GPU. AMD's like nom nom.
They're a funny company to me because they seem to kind of do this, right? Where they'll, their X-Scale processors are another great example of this, where they kind of, in that case, it seems like they were sort of ahead of the curve. So there's actually a video coming on the Linus Tech Tips channel. We used a chunk of it for our Editing Den challenge here at LTX. So that's the only reason it's not released yet, because I filmed it like a couple weeks ago. But I actually dug out of my attic my old iPack. Not to be confused with an iPad.
Yeah.
So do you know what an iPack is?
I've heard the name, but actually, no, not really.
All right, let's show everyone. I'll try and find the exact one. If you guys can fire up my screen here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Awesome.
So I'm going to try and find the model that I had. I think this is actually it. So this thing actually had, this is way before, the iPhone completely took mobile computing by storm, to a lesser extent the iPad. This thing had an ARM-powered 500 megahertz Intel X-Scale processor in it. And they bailed. If you can come back to us, thanks guys. And they bailed on this thing. And it feels like they just kind of can't get the timing right sometimes.
Yeah. They from what I've heard from talking to people,
Sources. Sources say.
Yeah, some of the higher ups at Intel just really have no idea what they even make. So like, I'm not even kidding. I've heard this from more than one person. And like, people have had to go in and explain to them like, this is why people like your things and want to buy them.
Right.
So like, maybe that causes some of the timing problems.
Right, so that's where you end up, hearing something like IoT or AI.
Yeah.
And you just start furiously building stuff.
Yeah.
And then you end up having to sell it for a fraction of what you spent on it. 5G.
Yeah. It's kind of unfortunate, but
Yeah, I wish them luck with that. So
I think this could be a good move for Apple, though. I'm down.
Speaking of a good move,
Especially
it'd
with
be
Apple
a great
making-
move for us to talk about our sponsors for the show
Okay.
today.
Oh my. Savage Jerky first.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do.
Should we get a fan to eat some ghost pepper?
I don't think that's a very nice thing to do. All right, I'm having some mojo habanero though. I'm going for hot instead of like, what is that, 4 or 5 alarm?
Just very hot.
It's on the back.
Oh.
That's a level 4.
What's higher than this?
This is level 3 apparently.
Carolina Reaper.
Yeah, I think the Reaper one is actually hotter
I'll
than that
do
one.
it.
You're gonna do it?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh. It just punched me in the face.
Even the smell. Savage Jerky.
My dad's here. I can't be a wimp.
It's made with the.
He'd eat this whole bag and be like, whatever, I don't care. I am all that is man.
Savage Jerky set out to create a snack with the best ingredients without nitrates or preservatives. And the goal was to create a snack that's full of flavor and spice and that isn't bad for you. They've got, no, you guys don't have to put that up, it's fine. There's a lower third. Oh, okay, you know what? Maybe put that up because I don't think we have a lower third. Cool. They've got 13 different flavors of jerky like sriracha bacon and maple buffalo bacon. The last one is my personal favorite. They also make barbecue sauce, hot sauce, and a spice rub. And their Carolina Reaper hot sauce uses one of the hottest peppers in the world, the Carolina Reaper. You can use offer code Linus, or LTT, excuse me, to save 10% on all their products. The WAN Show is also brought to you today by Madrinas. Madrinas is coffee for fuel. Wow, a lot of love for Madrinas today. Madrinas makes organic cold brew coffee in convenient 15-ounce cans with a flavor for everyone. Madrinas coffee offers sweet and creamy flavors. You can come back to me. I think they've all seen the offer code. Thanks. Sweet and creamy flavors like mocha or caramel, or bold flavors like their cold brew black. Oh, the mojo habanero is pretty hot too. That's a 3. So
Yeah.
okay, you know what? I'm gonna have
Very
I'll have a
scary.
ghost too. I'll have a ghost
Terrifying.
too. We actually have a permanent item on their e-store, the Lambo Coffee Beans Roast, which is right here. And also our limited edition Cafe Vanilla Cold Brew Can, which is right here. You can actually I get people tweeting me this all the time because you can buy it at Micro Center apparently. Yeah. Wow, we got a lot of love from Micro Center here. All right, well that's cool. But yeah, the people are always like, LOL, look what I found at Micro Center. Like, really? Oh, okay, cool. So head over to madrinascoffee.com/Linus to get 40% off your entire order with offer code Linus. If you have any questions about Madrinas, Shlomo from the Madrinas Coffee Head team is in chat. It's like tireless. Always in the chat.
every
Can
time.
answer any questions through direct message.
One thing about what Linus said, the mojo habanero thing is actually pretty hot. Their indicators, like when they say this one's very hot, that one's hot, this one's mild, like they're actually pretty accurate. I would
Okay.
go for it. You're doing it?
There's a solid chance that you're going to have to do the Freshbooks spot.
Oh boy.
How much did you eat? Did you eat an entire strip?
I did, but it was smaller than that. I'm just being honest. Sheer determination.
Wish I had milk.
Where is the FreshBooks button? You've got water, which won't help at all. FreshBooks is a super simple, easy-to-use invoicing tool. It does more than just creating slick-looking invoices. It helps you track your time with their just staring right at the camera. Helps you manage your expenses, keep track of who owes you what. It has a mobile app with all the functionality of their desktop app, which is very cool. And you can call their support staff to talk to a real human right away. No robots, just directly to a person, which is great. Especially when you're running a business, you might need someone very, very quickly. Visit freshbooks.com/WAN and enter WAN in the How Did You Hear About Us section. You're doing pretty good, because you're not super into spice.
You know what? No, I love spice.
Oh, okay.
But to a point.
My bad.
Like the five, whatever they're
The
called.
Carolina
what are they
one
called?
is actually terrifying.
That one is really, really spicy. And honestly, I kind of cheated. Because eating a mojo habanero before you have the ghost pepper gets you kind of warmed up.
Yeah.
With that said, I could use a drink. All right, we've got a couple of other topics for today, which maybe we'll get to at some point. But like, how's your week?
I mean, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. It's been really interesting having all the float plane people here. There's actually a significant amount of people that came that I've never met before. So that was cool. Also,
Because your team's all over the world.
the new guy is 6'8".
You're not the tallest one on the team?
Not even close. Okay, Jaden's slightly taller than me, but like he's a giant.
So you're like average.
Yeah.
Wow. What's that
What
like
the
for
heck?
you?
Terrible. He
You
like
get used to
doesn't
it.
fit in my car. I was like, okay, this is unfair. First of all, I've only seen you on a webcam and you were sitting. I need you to go back and become shorter because this is like, this is not great. So yeah, I guess that's a thing now. I'm not tall at floatplane. I don't know what the heck happened there. And then the live streaming on floatplane, hasn't been that great. But this event had a bunch of upgrades. AJ's been working on it tirelessly, and from what I've heard, people are pretty happy with it so far. So that's really exciting.
That's pretty sick.
Something happened this week. Floatplane is going to be spending the next week hanging out at the Linus Media Group offices and discussing like the future roadmap and like tons of like big, deep meeting stuff that we need to do. So hopefully there should be some cool news about what we're going to be working on in the future very soon.
Yeah, that's basically what you've been telling me for the last 2.5 years.
Yeah, it works pretty well. Hey, boy, I need some more money.
Yeah.
You want to fund my project?
Oh man, I still can't believe how many people are here this year. Like,
This is wild.
honestly.
Thank you all for coming.
Like, look, they can even pan the camera. Like when we were creating promotional imagery for LTX based on past events, we always had to kind of like pick a great angle and like crop it to make it look like the crowd was really dense and like, there was so many people there because it was only about a third of the size and it was only one day. And we were like, yeah, like it was cool. It was awesome. It was incredible. It was like nothing we'd ever done before, but we were novices. We had never really done anything like that before.
Yeah.
So that's why it was like nothing we'd ever done before. This year, I actually, so you walked the line too.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you time it?
No. I also noticed it didn't just go like, okay, so for perspective for you guys, I didn't time it, and he's going to tell you a time in a second.
Yeah.
It's wild. But it went all the way down the entire run of the convention center, out of the convention center, around a corner, back around a different corner, down the street, and down another street. And like, that's not exaggerating, and it was packed.
Now, I did get slowed down a little bit. Like, people wanted to high-five.
But you were
and
cruising,
stuff.
because I lost you.
But I was moving pretty good. It took me 7 minutes
Yeah.
to walk the
Yeah.
entire line, all the 3 different lines. It was absolutely nuts. So you guys having a good time so far? All right.
So far, feedback seems to be amazing. Everyone seems to be super happy. DreamHack has been great.
Good.
Been really nice to work with. They're doing a new event or something.
Oh yeah, I heard they. Oh shoot, I forget what city it is. Anaheim. Oh yeah, I think DreamHack's doing Anaheim now. So there you go. If you're.
No one knows that except for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you people on the internet.
Yeah.
So I have something that's really exciting for me.
Okay.
So I've had an issue with my gaming setup. I don't know if I actually told you this, but you know how I've got my my Thunderbolt cables running through the wall, and then I've got like my rack mount gaming system, and then I've got a separate one for my wife, right?
Yes.
And then the whole idea is that using Thunderbolt 2, I can just go to a single dock, and then I can get around some of the limitations that USB 3 has with respect to signal integrity and cable length, because Thunderbolt is taking the signal optically over the long haul distance, and then I can plug everything else into short distance hubs, and everything actually works really amazing. So I tried to upgrade my machine a little while ago, and I've done a couple of videos on it already. And I went and I accidentally upgraded myself out of being able to use my computer. Bit of a funny story. So in the video, I put in this Aorus pre-water cooled 9900K like super ballin' motherboard combo thing. It comes with like a pre-binned 5.1 gigahertz chip. It's like super sick.
That's cool.
And then I realized that it doesn't have Thunderbolt 2, which means that I can't connect to my dock. And also, I was like, hey, but surely those Thunderbolt 3 optical cables that Corning said they were working on like a couple of years ago, surely those have come to market yet. Turns out that they haven't.
Yikes.
So that wouldn't be that much of a problem, because all I did was swap my old motherboard back in, except for one thing. They're Thunderbolt 2 cables, and I thought for the longest time that it was just me, because I've had a few of them die. Their Thunderbolt 2 cables had an issue with heat dump from the port heating up the laser diodes and like misaligning them.
Oh.
So they break.
Yeah.
So out of the like 5 or 6 of them that either Corning sent or that I bought, so there's a combination there, only one is actually working. So my wife and I can only have either mine or her computer working at a time right now until Corning releases optical Thunderbolt 3 cables. So I emailed them and I was like, hey, how's that going? And they couldn't tell me really anything, and they said that I really couldn't talk about anything that they couldn't tell me. But while I was doing the tours of the office on Friday, I found a box. I found a box from Corning on the received items shelf. So I'm like super stoked, because I think it's finally time for me to upgrade my rig.
Nice.
Because for years, you've actually had a way better gaming system than me.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes sense, because you actually play video games.
That does help. That does help. Although I was going to say, I find your computer woes kind of hilarious. Because you're like the man, computer-wise. And then you go home and you're like, I can't play Anno. I can't play video game. Please help.
Well, I need
to upgrade my computer. Oh no, doesn't work.
Oh no, I need a really special cable, because I have a really weird setup.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I will give you that.
Maybe I should just build a normal computer. Is that what I should do?
No. No. I completely disagree. You should do something crazy. You should always do something crazy.
You know, I actually have.
Of course.
I have kind of a cool idea for something that I want to do, and it makes no sense, and I have no idea where I'd put it.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, we're off to a good start, right?
Yes.
So
This is what I want.
You know how I did going back way back, 2 gamers, 1 CPU, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So and remember how I
Two
did
spreadsheet users, 1 computer in a different room.
yeah, really close, but not at all.
Okay.
Okay, so remember the project where I created a window out of a TV?
Yeah.
I mean, really, I didn't do anything. I mounted a TV to a wall, but inside the wall.
It looked nice.
Totally different. Okay, so imagine this. And again, I have no idea where I would put it, but it's like the, oh, hi.
Intel wants to be part of the fun. Intel wants, hello?
Check.
Oh.
Intel wants to be a part of the fun too. So have fun.
All right. This is a really cool package. So you guys might not know this, but the main stage here at LTX is sponsored by Intel, and apparently that includes throwing processors at us. So I hadn't actually premeditated anything to challenge you guys with, so I'm going to put this aside very briefly. I'm going to finish my story, something that I almost never do. This is very unusual. I'm going to complete my story, and then I'm going to come up with something. So this is a Core i9 9900K. This is basically as good as it gets for a gaming experience, and we are going to be giving it away in a short month. I've never actually seen the retail packaging for this in person.
Really?
Yeah, because all the engineering samples and stuff that they send us for review ahead of time, they just come in like a little black,
I thought they
like,
had sent you one of
styrofoam
these
thing.
as like a demo thing or something.
I don't know. It's possible. I mean, Anthony does all of our CPU benchmarking now, so maybe I just never got to see it. I just reviewed the script with him and all that kind of stuff.
Makes sense.
No, this is
I
really
just built
cool
2
box.
systems with these in Chicago.
Oh, really?
The packaging's actually fantastic.
Yeah, it's really cool. How does it come apart? Can I
Okay,
open it?
so
Oh,
there's authentication stickers to show that it's like really actually Intel in
Yeah,
multiple places. Here's one of them. So we need like a knife or something.
You know what? No, I'll leave.
You're not gonna open
I'll
it?
leave it sealed.
They
I'll
get
leave
to
it
open it?
sealed.
Okay.
Okay, so I
Cool.
want to finish
Story
my story.
time, story time.
So 2 gamers, 1 CPU, and then we've got embedding TVs in walls. Okay, so maybe you
Yes.
can see where I'm going with this.
I think I do.
You know how people do wall PCs that are kind of like an art piece, right?
Yep.
So you can see all the water cooling tubing, and you can see all the water blocks and like all that cool stuff. I want the 2-way wall PC.
Yeah.
So we do the PC. So we do 2 screens because LCDs and I mean OLEDs for that matter. You know, the display technology is so thin now. So we take this wall, right, and you've got a monitor embedded in one side. You've got a monitor embedded in the other side, and then you've got the computer in the wall all the way around it. And then you've just got like extensions for the I/O. So you just kind of like plug in under the thing, and it's like the ultimate head-to-head LAN station.
I love how you went from I'm just gonna build a normal computer to a wall.
Yeah.
With screens on both
We're gonna
sides.
build the wall. Okay?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we've got like so it's clear, sort of like you've got coolant and
Right,
lighting and all that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
But like you're sitting head to head against someone that you're playing against, and you can like be like, hey, sup, you know?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you just want to be like further from your wife?
I
Or,
don't
like-
know. Well, no, I'm not thinking for us. I mean, she doesn't like playing
Okay.
against me anyway because I get mad when I lose. Puts strain on our
She's
relationship.
really good at Anno, so
She's pretty good at Anno. She's actually, you know what she's really good at? She's really good at Left 4 Dead.
yeah,
Actually, you played with her.
I did.
Yeah.
She's extremely good at the coordination and stuff. She doesn't think she's good, but she was like probably the best player on her team. I was on that team.
I think she's got like 150 hours in the game or something stupid like that. So
Right.
she's actually pretty decent. You know
A
what?
bunch of people in the audience are like, that's average for games I don't even like that much. Oh, jeez. I have 4,000 hours in Rocket League. I don't. Not personally. I'm just saying.
How many hours do you have in Rocket
I don't know.
League?
It's a lot. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know. I think it's like 800.
That's not bad.
Okay, but I've been playing for like many years, and I idle it. I idle all my games because I tab out and work.
Oh, yeah?
Billable hours.
We should probably do a couple of other... Oh, wait, no. We should do this.
Yes.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. I wasn't actually thinking about it. Okay.
There was one guy who I thought you had to have all the merch on you, and he showed me his phone. I was like, nah, dude, you have to have it all on you.
Should
so
we
I
give him a
kind of
chance?
boned him.
Okay. Where'd he go?
He's right here.
Okay.
You have AMD. Oh,
Well, not anymore, apparently.
get wrecked.
Come on up. Let's see it. We
Gotta
want to see.
prove it.
We want to see proof of attendance. LTX 2017, 2018, and 2019. Let's see if you can pull it off for our Core i9 9900K.
This is a lot of scrolling.
It's a lot of
Are
scrolling.
you like an Instagram power user, or what's going on? We are talking with an influencer right now.
Okay.
Picture with me.
There, that's us in that
That's-
lame ice rink,
Yep.
for sure. There's
That's
your badge
18.
from LTX 2018.
That's 19.
That's 19.
did it.
Congratulations!
Upgrade. I can pretty much guarantee that's better than what he's got. So like,
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that for gaming.
aggressively better than mine. So sick.
The only thing better is like if you go on, oh shoot, what are they called again? Those guys that just hand bin 9900Ks and then you can. Sorry, what's that? Yeah, Silicon Lottery.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the only
yeah.
thing faster than a 9900K in games is a Silicon Lottery pre-binned 9900K in games.
So, there you go.
There you go.
Heck yeah.
So one of the other big news items this week, why don't we actually do like 1 or 2 news items before we wrap the show, was of course the launch of the RTX Super, which we thought was so important that we actually didn't make a video about it. In all seriousness though, we will never say no to free performance. I think it's about, what, 7% faster than the RTX 2080?
Sweet.
But at the same price, which is
That's
pretty
cool.
sick.
Sure.
It does consume a little bit more power, and therefore it actually gets a little bit louder. But this is not just a matter of NVIDIA cranking up the clock speed a little bit. They actually did add some more. I'm actually, was it more
Probably a
SMs?
while ago, and then put it on the shelf until AMD did something, and then they were like, "Brr,
Well, that's,
answered."
that's possible. They did put faster GDDR6 memory on it. So that's kind of a significant upgrade, I guess. It's apparently the fastest GDDR6 on the planet is on the RTX 2080 Super. It's actually faster than the 2080 Ti.
Okay, cool. I feel like I don't remember a specific situation, but I feel like they've done that before.
Yeah, so yeah, it's got more CUDA cores. It's got like 128 more CUDA cores or something along those lines. So it's not one of those upgrades where all they really did was just crank up the clock speed a little bit, which was something that you could have done on your own if you had just bought a previous one.
Yeah, and rebadge.
So it's a little bit faster.
It's cool that there is actual hardware differences. I will definitely give them that.
Yeah, so this basically completes NVIDIA's move to eliminating the RTX 2060, 2070, and 2080. So it's now everything is super. Thank you for asking. And AMD. What? I don't know. I made the same joke with them when they came in, and they actually flew up to talk about this launch with us, and they were like, one of the guys during the presentation was like trying to tell us all about the super cards, and he's like, yeah, so we like did this. I'm like, right, so it's a little faster. And he's like, yeah, we did this. I'm like, right, so it's a little bit faster. And then they started this like second presentation about their new tool. Hold on, what's it called? It's their new benchmarking tool. Not PerfKit. What is it? Can't find it. I actually don't know if they have released it publicly. It's a frame rate capture tool called, FrameView. So this was really exciting because NVIDIA was launching new graphics cards, which is usually my jam, but I was like, okay, yeah, they're a little bit faster. The 2060 Super, that was a heck of an upgrade. But the 2070 and 2080 Super were like, okay, you guys needed to react to AMD, I get it. Yeah. But FrameView is a super cool tool. So, excuse me, it's cross API. So you can actually use it with newer games.
That's actually pretty nice.
It takes a lot of the FCAT nonsense, where in order to get frame time benchmarking, where you're looking not just at the average FPS, but also analyzing those spikes in the time that it takes to draw a frame that result in the like hitchiness and the stuttering that you actually feel while you're gaming far more than the actual frame rate. It takes that entire process, which has been very manual up until now. I don't think we actually covered this on WAN Show. It's like it's a super huge deal. It takes all that, which has been like an Excel nightmare that poor Anthony has been
super
going
annoying
through.
to work with.
Yeah, for the last couple of years, and pretty much automates the whole darn thing. And what's crazy is it's also cross-platform, so it actually works with AMD cards as well. So yeah, it's super awesome. I mean, don't applaud NVIDIA for it, because anytime NVIDIA does something, there's a reason. And the reason that NVIDIA might release a better benchmarking tool that allows people to better measure the performance that matters is they are pretty confident that they're going to come out well with it.
Yeah.
So that's, I wouldn't.
Hey guys, look at this thing. It's totally impartial.
Well, no, I don't. I believe it's impartial.
No, I'm sure it is, but it's going to make it look good.
Because it actually has a ton of parameters that reviewers can dial in to determine exactly what kind of data they want. So we can present the data in any game we want now that's running any API we want, and we can actually graph it and chart it exactly the way we want to tell the story the best way that we think is right.
Another way that I would say this is actually good for everyone in the audience, although I'm agreeing, still don't cheer too hard, is that it's going to be easier for people to do this. So there will probably be more of it.
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
good. And being able to cross-reference reviews from different places and see the way that they did it, the part of the game they tested, the parameters they were actually looking at is a very valuable thing when shopping for a card.
Absolutely. You should never take just one review as the be-all and end-all, because that reviewer might not even test the game that matters a lot to you.
Yeah.
And you can run into situations where, whether it's one CPU or another one, or one GPU or another one, where products that are otherwise quite competitive head-to-head can have significant swings in performance one way or the other.
Counter-Strike's a classic one for that. There's a bunch of other games that have been around for a long time that will skew in one way or the other depending on what brand you're using.
Although I don't know if you watched.
I know, I've heard.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is actually great. There was a little bit of drama around this whole the whole RTX Super release, where AMD actually claimed that they bluffed NVIDIA into cutting GPU prices. This is on Extreme Tech. If you can go ahead and throw up my laptop for a second here. So Scott Herkelman came out and said, yeah, we intentionally told NVIDIA that our GPU prices were going to be higher, so that they would price their graphics cards higher, so that then we could respond by making our prices lower.
They were going to be.
Go ahead and cut back to me. You know what? I call bullspit on that, because I think, Luke, you can probably speak to this. Pretty much every graphics card launch in the time since Linus Media Group has existed has followed a formula of taking the existing cards on the market. Go ahead. No,
We've been talking about this for so long. You got to do that video. Okay, we've been talking about this video for years, where the second a graphics card is even remotely rumored, you just make a video as a mock review of that graphics card and just put the numbers up that are gonna be there in a few months. Because it's so methodical. Basically, they just increase the numbers by a fixed percentage, and they're like, sweet, hooray, new graphics card.
Yep, and the pricing. But it's more about the pricing.
It's thrilling.
As soon as we know how much a graphics card costs, we can extrapolate what the performance will be.
Because they're never going to ruin their stack.
That's right.
So they'll always let it slide right on in.
Yep. So if they've already got a product for $350 and a product for $700 and it's coming out for $500, you can bet your butt. There's the law of diminishing returns, and we could probably plot that curve, right? So there's your diminishing returns.
Price performance goes a little bit down as you get near the top, and a little bit.
It's going to sit right there. Yeah. That's pretty much it. So I call nonsense on this. I think they priced it according to what they thought they could have gotten away with, and then NVIDIA released new graphics cards, which AMD surely knew were coming, but probably didn't know the pricing. And then AMD reacted with pricing, and it's business as usual. I think to claim that you're playing 4D chess over here is disingenuous at best.
Yeah. I understand why you guys don't do that video, but I would love it.
Yeah, we can't. I mean, we did that whole thing where I forget what CPU it was.
It'd be very confusing for everyone.
But we did a preview of a CPU that was based on fudging the CPU with another CPU. Ryzen 5, okay. So and in fairness to us, those numbers were damn close.
Pretty accurate. It was pretty good, but people got real mad.
People were super mad because the way that we did it was we took parameters that you can tune on a different CPU. Like, you can manually enable and disable cores, not cache so much. So that's something that
there was a few things that weren't perfect.
There were some things that were imperfect about it, but we acknowledged it. So you can tune how many cores you have. You can tune the clock speed. You can even tune how many cores will boost or turbo up to a given clock speed. And we created, out of a CPU we already had, something that we thought was going to be very close to the one that AMD was rumored to be launching based on the best information we could find. And people were so mad because the cache was a little off. But this is funny. I wish I could find this article, because I actually wrote an article for Hardware Canucks about 10 years ago. This is a little known fact, actually. Hardware Canucks holds a very special place in my heart because I sort of used to work there. You can actually find written reviews from me archived somewhere. I reviewed some weird water block, like an Enzotech water block or something like that. My wife actually did a review of the Inwin Allure.
Okay, this I didn't know.
I'm going to see if I can find it.
Now
Because
I'm interested.
I got my hands on this thing. Well, Inwin wanted a review of it. Here we go. You guys can switch to my screen here. So I wanted a review of this. I wanted to do a review of this thing because I thought it was pretty cool. and it was like this kind of white case with like floral decoration and Swarovski crystals on it. And so I was like, I don't feel qualified to review this. So I was like, okay, I'm getting my wife involved in this. Okay,
It feels extremely 2008. I love that it's from 2008.
This is becoming a bit of an aside here. What was I talking about again?
Who cares?
I don't remember. Oh yeah, right. Hardware Canucks holds a very special place in my heart because I actually cut back to me. We'll come back to the in-win allure.
I thought you meant before
So
that.
I did a review at a very special time in CPU history when Intel actually had 4 different CPUs that all had the same core count, that all ran at the same clock speed, but had different amounts of cache. So they had a Pentium something, they had a something like, I think it was a Core 2 something 7300 or something like that. They had like a 6600. I don't quote me on the exact model numbers, but basically I got to do this fun little investigation where I could take like for like, architecturally the same, core count the same, clock speed the same, and I could see how much the on-chip cache actually affected the performance in games, which was the thing that I cared about. And I was fascinated to find that down to the fairly low end, it actually, and then remember guys, this was at the time. CPUs have gotten
different
quite a bit
time,
more
games have
sophisticated.
changed, platforms have changed,
But at the time, they actually weren't that far off until you got down to the very low end, which I thought was really cool because the conventional wisdom, going just, I mean, for the computer industry was just like, yeah, get the one with more cache because it matters a lot. And generally speaking, that had been true. Like an example of that was AMD's Athlon X2 launch. I specifically went out and bought a 4400 plus instead of a 4200 plus because it had, I think it was a meg instead of 512 kilobits of cache or something like that. Whatever those pathetic numbers are now. All right, so anyway, going back to the in-win allure. Anyway, I can't find that article anymore. It seems to be dead, but this one's not. So why don't I read a little bit of it to embarrass my wife, who is over there in the merch booth, presumably. Can you cut back to my screen? So G4G is her gamer handle. Whoops. Wow, she doesn't have. Oh, okay. There you go. Before we begin this review, I have to thank the guest author of that. So I wrote this apparently. Guest author of this review, who just happens to be Missa Prostal's girlfriend. So that was my username on the forum. And I remember what I had originally wanted was methylphenidate, and my boss didn't want me to use that because I forget what it's for, but it was like, what's it for again? No, it's not demonic. It's a drug. Yeah, it's for ADD. Right. So the reason I had wanted to use that was because of my history with being diagnosed with ADD when I was a kid, and I was like, oh yeah, I think that's cool. And he didn't want something that was like associated with a disorder to be my username or something like that. So I don't know how public knowledge this is, but I guess I'm kind of spilling the beans on it. Hardware Canucks used to be owned by NCIX. Not anymore. NCIX is dead, and Hardware Canucks lives on. Bravo, Hardware Canucks. Good job. You guys do a freaking awesome job.
Yeah.
So anyway, my boss wouldn't let me use methylphenidate, and I was insistent on having a drug as my username for some reason. I don't know. I was kind of a weird kid. So it just happens to be Mrs. Prostal's girlfriend. No longer girlfriend. That worked out really well. This is a unique case that's targeted towards a niche market, and having a woman review it definitely gives it a different perspective. Oh no, apparently SkyMTL, who actually still works there and is still helping run Hardware Canucks, wrote that as like an editor's note. So let's see if we can, what do you think, guys? Packaging and specifications, accessories, exterior impressions? Why don't we go with the exterior impressions? The first thing I noticed about the metallic gray case was the fact that it's actually more white than gray. Ooh. It has a beautiful white matte finish that appears shiny and reflects light from every angle. While they don't look like much in the pictures, the Swarovski crystals shine brilliantly and are stunning. Ooh. They actually add to the classy, high-end impression Inwin was going for when designing the case. Also, since this is an NATX case, it is quite small when compared to its ATX brethren. I helped her with that last part. The photos are long gone because I'm pretty sure the server Hardware Canucks used to run on has been dead for ages. But just so you guys can see what she was talking about, this is the case.
Oh. That is extremely 2008, though. You gotta understand, this was high fashion at that time.
Oh, wow. That is just... It's, you know what? I think the only word for it is stunning.
Where are the crystals?
So the crystals, like it said in the review, okay, they're kind of, they don't stand out that much, but there's
No.
one here.
Okay.
There's one here.
Okay.
Here.
So they're
here,
the
and
middle
here.
of all the...
Yeah.
all right.
There's one here. That one's kind of not really in the center of the flower. I'm not sure what the strategy was there. There's one there, one there.
We missed. Don't worry about it.
All right, you can come back to us, guys. So that was a lot of fun. I think our last couple of topics here are some pretty short ones. Word on the street. The source here is Mobile Syrup. Word on the street is the iPhone 11 is not going to have a USB Type-C port. It will apparently. Yeah, I know, right? What are they doing? Like, what year is it? USB 2. Like, that's what Lightning is. Okay, in fairness to Apple, Lightning was a valuable innovation. Like, I'm as anti-proprietary charging connectors as anyone, because I lived through that hell that was cell phones in the early 2000s.
Every single one having its own.
Every single one, and them all being like $30-40 to get a stupid cable. But the Lightning connector was legitimately a way better solution than micro USB. It was reversible, it was durable, it was freaking awesome. That was a long, long time ago. So word on the street is that the next one is finally going to be USB Type-C, but a lot of people were hoping that it would be this time around, especially after the 2018 iPad Pro.
If you could swap Lightning's position with USB-Cs, so like Lightning is the thing for everything, not just Apple, would you?
Ooh, well, I mean...
Like, do you prefer the connectors, ignoring everything else?
Ignoring it. But does it run at USB 3 speeds?
Sure, yeah.
So, okay. So the iPhone 10 runs at USB 3 speeds? I thought it was only the original iPad Pro, and then they kind of killed it. Do you just have to go and get a special cable? Okay, cool. So there you go, guys.
I'm basically just talking the connector.
So just talking the connector. So do you want basically like an oval, like some kind of shape with pins on the inside? Or do you like having the exposed pins on the kind of solid core? Wow, so if I could have Lightning.
Yeah.
You know what?
Like Nintendo Switch controllers
Okay,
or
and
Lightning.
it has as many conductors as USB Type-C, so I can
ignoring
have my display
I'm
port
ignoring
over
the
it.
tech. I'm just talking.
If I can just have, I'd take it.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, I would take it. I love the Lightning. I love the Lightning connector.
I actually really like Lightning connectors too. It just sucks because, especially in this situation, like if you have a Mac laptop, that's all Type-C.
Yeah.
So you can't even have one. Like that's a really weird situation. You're even if you go with all Apple, you still have to have a weird combination of things. That's
Whereas,
really
like,
weird.
honestly, USB Type-C life has been amazing to me.
Yeah.
So ever since I got a Nintendo Switch, Razer Blade Stealth, and I'm still rocking the Note 9. Looks like I won't be changing that out because apparently the headphone jack is dead on the 10.
Do you go C to C at all, or are you C to A?
I almost never go C to C because I rarely connect those devices to each other.
Yeah.
It's more just that when I'm traveling, especially, I only have to carry a single charging cable.
Yeah.
I just bring my laptop power adapter, and I'm like, I'm done.
I'm done.
That's it. Charge all my stuff.
For non-outside of that, I found these cables that are braided. They come with Velcro straps on them, and they have reversible A. And they're super cheap on Amazon.
Is that the Silverstone one? Oh, no, it's just like some rando?
It's a random Amazon brand I found, and I am completely sold.
I found the Type A reversible ones. They're really convenient, but they do tend to break.
These ones, okay, I hear you. They're really thin. I haven't had one break yet, and I use them a lot, and they like live in my pockets. But yeah, I suspect one of them will break eventually because they are definitely more fragile.
All right, speaking of more fragile, I guess this show had to come to a close at some point. It was fragile.
It's ending now?
Yeah, it's broken. It's done. Oh, okay. You know what? Okay, hold on a second. Okay, yeah, we do have to do our super chats.
Another thing I want to say is we're streaming panels tomorrow as well, right?
Yes.
So if you want to check out Floatplane, tomorrow we'll be streaming channels on Bitwit Kyle's channel and our channel, basically the creators that are here at the show. So check out the live stream there.
All right, let's hit up some super chats here. Ride Trace, Mr. Plump Guy, Mike Rosoft, Val Jenkins, James Rosas, Trent Murray. Titan33 Gelatin says, hi to everyone from LTX. Also tell the people that Linus is small.
Wow.
Paladin Stem, Bearded Dragon, Nihal. Robert says, Twitch sub giveaway. What does that even mean?
I have no idea.
Spent $5 to send that message.
Yeah.
Bummer. Maximilian sent in a super chat. Bates says, totally pre-recorded. JK, I'm actually at LTX.
Local donation.
Conspiracy smashed.
Yeah.
Sloth says, love you guys. Show more OS X x86 stuff. We will have some more Hackintosh stuff coming. Pippy Boy says, I got a job offer from Artings, but I'm conflicted because it's a long way from California. What's cool about living in Canada? Are you guys enjoying Canada so far? There you go.
Yeah.
It's, frankly speaking, it's kind of like America, except Netflix sucks. Oh wow, I think I broke it. There we go. Robert says, underwear. Dennis in the back, Linus in the front, party in the back, business in the front. Also scream out at Winnipeg_21 on Twitter.
He tried to get me to sell that to you a while ago. Are
Wow.
you wearing your official LTT underwear right now?
Of course I'm wearing my underwear.
So am
right
I.
now.
What color?
All right. So I figured I had to go with the classic
tell me.
orange.
Yes, so did I. Yes. I literally saved this one. It is not worn. I left it in the package, so it wouldn't even come out of the package until day one LTX.
I too am wearing
Boom.
brand new underwear today. You know,
100%.
there's something about a brand new undergarment.
Yeah.
You know, you put on a brand new pair of socks, brand new pair of underwear. It's like brand new me. You know, it feels good in the morning.
Just snug and, you know.
Guys, make sure you check out the underwear if you haven't. We have a bunch for sale here. The reviews so far from people who are walking around in it are that it is super comfy. There you go.
It is super great. I love it.
Okay. You know what? It's become apparent based on the attendance at LTX this year that our Google demographics information is clearly wrong. It's got to be more like 3% women. Like, forget that 1%. This has been really eye-opening. You know what's funny is my wife actually asked for some extra scraps from the underwear project of the fabric, and she's actually working on sewing herself a pair just as like a total joke. But if they're really nice and she actually likes them, because I don't know how popular boxer briefs are for women, I don't think very. Okay, well we got one fan. One fan. If we do another run of them, maybe we could do like a very, very short run or something like that. We could try.
Unless they
it.
sell super well.
Yeah, we could try and make it happen.
Never know. Because we do have a very male audience, but they might buy them for people in their lives.
Yeah, but I would like to encourage them to not be that guy. You know, that moment when you're at, Home Hardware or Home Depot or something, and you realize it's Mother's Day.
I was thinking about these tech guys on YouTube, and
Yeah.
I think you should wear them in your pants.
Yeah.
It's great.
You know, I painstakingly, went out down aisle 13 that I don't normally go down and got you this flashlight. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Andrew says, love LTX. How much bigger will it be next year? No idea. We didn't think it was going to be this big this year.
Yeah.
So we wish ourselves luck. We're so grateful to you guys for all being here.
Also, speaking of how big the event is this year, thank you to all the volunteers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
That's been awesome. All the volunteers have been great. It would have been impossible without them.
It actually
Yeah.
would have been impossible without our volunteers.
Yeah.
Garrett says, the WAN show is filmed in front of a live studio audience. Help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Good night. Thanks, Garrett. Really valuable message there. Arlene Etienne, the event looks so good. Be there next year for sure. Glad to hear that. I am
Really
amazed.
nice.
Have you seen the map?
No.
So we
I
have a
haven't
map.
been able to make it past BYOC.
Right.
I've been stuck all day.
So we have a map where people are putting in pins from where,
Yeah.
I swear, we've everything but Antarctica. We've got covered.
We got to improve. Actually, yeah, I was just.
Okay, that's got to be a troll.
That's okay. No, we have a fan in Antarctica because we had to work on floatplane service for them.
What?
I'm literally not kidding. At all.
We added server capacity for someone in Antarctica
Well,
for one
no,
person?
but we were like, all right, let's.
I mean,
how
which
do
is
we
fine, but
try to make this, slightly less terrible. Because he knew it was going to be like really bad. If I remember correctly, he was like, downloading's hard. So, I don't even think he's. But pretty cool. Yeah. So far, I've had to get floatplane into military zones and Antarctica. So, sweet.
Great.
Yeah.
Seems legit.
It works.
Willie Lane says, wish I could have made it. Will the talks be archived anywhere? I believe we're going to archive them on Floatplane.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now I can answer the people. I've been getting that question all day. Because people are like, there's so much stuff to do. I'm trying to go do stuff instead of necessarily watch all the panels. They've watched some panels, but they want to see the other panels. So it's cool. That
Are you staying to game tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think, yeah. I think I'm going to hang out for a bit. I actually bailed on my Backstreet Boys concert, so.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
No Backstreet Boys.
Well,
that's a big move.
There's a creator dinner tonight, and I figured I can either hang out with internet famous people, like face-to-face, or I can sit in an audience in front of real famous people.
Right. Yeah.
Or at least they were famous at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should bore everyone and play Anno up here.
Yeah, I know, right?
Everyone would be like, oh, I'm falling asleep.
Midland 1072 says you guys should have a live audience more often. We would, but it's so hard to bring people from, Europe, East Coast, United States. Exactly.
Australia,
Australia. There's people here from everywhere. New Zealand for sure. I know New Zealand is represented.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. What is RAID 10? You know what? We have a Tech Quickie video for you on that topic. Go ahead and check it out. It's RAID 1 and 0.
Yes.
It's them, but together. RAID 10. Also known as RAID 01, I guess, except no, because that would be confusing. All right, that's pretty much it. We can tell you what, we'll do 2 live extra super chats.
Oh. How are we going to organize that?
Okay, there's one.
Volunteer.
All right, you know what? You two. Yep.
Yeah.
Come on up, guys. Live super chats. All right, make it super.
Give us money. I'm kidding. No.
No, you've done enough.
Okay.
Is it on?
There we go.
What interest do you guys have in researching all the increasing technology in the cannabis department?
Wow, that's an edgy question. Thank you. So. I actually can address that. So we looked at doing a tour of a cannabis growing facility here in Canada, and we basically, the reason that we haven't done it yet is that because there is some really, really cool tech in that space.
There is actually a lot of very interesting tech, and there's some surprisingly big companies working on it.
Yes, so there's some really cool tech, and the reason that we haven't done it is that with what's going on in the States right now and stopping people at the border who have anything to do with the cannabis industry, I couldn't afford to have a video out there of me seemingly, even if I'm not promoting it, even if I'm just there to cover the tech, which is what I would be there for, I can't have there be any mistaking me for being some kind of a cannabis promoter because I really need to be able to go down to the States to conduct meetings and things. So that's one of the reasons. And the other reason is that unless we could find a sponsor for the video, we would have a very difficult time paying for the trip because we're certainly not going to be getting any AdSense from YouTube on a video that has anything to do with cannabis. So it's less of a personal interest issue and it's more of just a business logistical issue.
If you ever settle the legal, I represent a cannabis company that would like your attention.
Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, you're up. You never know what people are going to ask live, right?
Yeah. Never happening again.
Like, what do you think of goat sex? I don't know. That's great.
I believe you've talked about channel Superfun on a previous rant show, so...
The man!
Oh, okay.
LTTTstore.com, go check out the merch.
Yeah, thanks. You gotta pimp it, right? So the question is, well, it wasn't really a question. It was more of a statement. It was, I believe you've talked about channels super fun. And yes, I actually have talked about channels super fun a little bit lately. We hired some additional writers who are supposed to take some of the burden off me, because the big thing with Channel Superfun is that we haven't had the resources to really do it properly. And if we're not going to resurrect it properly, we aren't going to bother. So it looks like there is a solid chance that sometime in the next few weeks to couple of months, we are going to be resurrecting Channel Superfun. And
Sounds like people really like watching us suck at things.
I know. And they're going to get a spectacular opportunity to do so, because one of the first videos back, if not the first, is actually inspired by one of our longtime LTX attendees. His name's John, and he's a member of the Canadian Para Badminton team and has invited us to come get in some wheelchairs and try to play against them.
Yeah.
So there you have it, guys. We've got the invitation. We have not quite settled on a date for the shoot, but it would appear as though Channel Superfun is coming back with kind of a bit of a Channel Superfun / Nerd Sports kind of vibe for the first episode, and then we're going to kind of take it from there.
And like I will say, not to inflate this man's ego even more than it is, but if you've ever seen him play badminton, it's actually insane. He's ridiculously good at badminton, but he'll be in a wheelchair, and that is actually something I'm really interested in.
My upper body strength ain't great. I can wave around an 83-gram racket, but moving my 160-pound self, that's a little more challenging.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Live super chat
$5
from me. I just, you know what, just
any money you have, I gave to you. So
yeah, take the lot. You can whatever. Okay, so question I've had a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't actually really know.
Last question.
But yes. But I've been saying to everybody, I don't know, let's let them get LTX done, because I'm sure that's taken a lot of LMG work. It's been a crazy event. Everyone's done a really great job. Scrapyard Wars.
Scrapyard Wars is coming back. So I don't know the shoot date, but we do know the challenge. It's 3v3. And instead of coming down to benchmarks at the end of the season, it's going to come down to gaming performance. Okay. So there's going to be, you're going to have to build 3 full rigs.
3
rigs per team. So 6 total rigs. This is Scrapyard Wars LAN Center Edition, basically.
Oh.
Okay? Now,
So wait.
the way that it's going to work is you're going to have like a qualification round, where you're going to take all 6 contestants and have them play against each other on equal footing, so we can determine fair teams from a gaming skill level standpoint.
Okay.
Then, what we're going to do is we're going to take those equal teams that everyone has to agree is fair, and we're going to give them a budget. It's going to be a crappy budget. We're talking like jank LAN Center Edition.
Nice.
Not only will each...
So every BYOC.
Yeah.
Like ever.
So not only will each player on each team have to have a gaming tower, they will need to have a monitor. They will need to have a keyboard. They will need to have a mouse and a headset and a desk and somewhere to sit. Okay.
Can I be a desk? Oh, I guess I have to play as well.
So at the end, so we're going to basically set out some ground rules. And we might not require teams to have a chair for every player, but we will certainly require that your knees are at a 90-degree angle while you compete.
Okay. So you're like shaking. Okay. All right.
So you're going to have to, so the teams are going to have to decide between things like a decent mouse and a better graphics card.
Or a mouse at all.
Having a headset so that they can hear the game, or having a chair.
Or having like one person who can hear, and they just like yell at everyone else.
Investing heavily in one player to carry the team, and having the other 2 barely able to load the map, or trying to build balanced rigs for everyone. It's going to be a real challenge for us to film. 6 contestants is more than we've ever done before.
Yeah,
But
that's a lot.
we hope that it's going to be entertaining watching us suffer.
We got to do Left 4 Dead.
Oh yeah, we totally got to play some Left 4 Dead.
That would be so perfect
super
for
down.
this.
All right, so that's it for the WAN show today. See you again next week. Different bat time, same bat channel, and massive shout out to you guys for tuning in live, and you guys here at LTX. Thank you guys. Oh.
Yeah.
Hello, hello. There we go.
Hey.
All right, guys. So, any of you coming back tomorrow? Hell yeah. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. It looks like most of you tomorrow. Thanks so much for coming. I hope you guys had a blast, and thanks for making this all possible. It couldn't possibly happen without you. Thanks, guys. Good night. Good night, everyone. Except those of you going to the BYOC. You guys don't have a night. You just keep going forever, for days. All right, thanks, guys.